across West Africa from November to March, often leaving skin patched, irritated, and prone to conditions like asthma or cracking, and you know how it goes. This discussion emphasizes the foundational principle of understanding your unique skin type as the key to maintaining healthy, radiant skin during this harsh period. With me in the studio is Dr. Kofi Ansah, for Skin Foundation Africa, the founder. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
And how's your week been so far?
It's been well. Yeah. We are pushing skincare across Africa. We are the voice of the voiceless. Making sure people understand the how important our skin is and how best we can protect the skin.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
And around this period, getting into the season of Christmas, people begin to think of the Harmattan and the discomfort it brings, right?
Yeah.
And some people dread to face the season because of this, and I'm sure we're going to deal with this
Definitely
today. So let's just take off by looking at this whole weather condition, specifically how it affects the skin, including the other issues that people can imagine.
Sure. Yeah. So the skin is the largest organ. It forms about 70% of what we are made of. So the skin is very important. It tells us even how healthy you are. We have different skin types. Definitely, we have different skin types. You need to know your skin type. People are spending about billions of cedis a year on skincare products, and the fundamental or the basis is, do you know your skin type? Many a times we focus on just buying products because a colleague or a friend or a relative used it and it was doing magic. But the question we need to ask ourselves is it the best product for our skin type? And that's very important, because then Harmattan, well, it's a season. We can run away from it. However, it affects certain skin types more than others. So if you know your skin type, you know which products to buy, and you definitely know how to protect your skin. Because then it's not only about the cosmetic part, it also has some health issues that we need to talk about. So definitely, Harmattan is around the corner, and we are here to empower people, know your skin type, and know how to protect them. At the end of this program, we give you some tips on how to, or the mistakes that we do during Harmattan.
Yeah. So it all boils down to the education that we give people. So in the past, I'm sure we've not been able to pass this information on too well, so people risk it and they face all kinds of challenges.
It's amazing. So it was revealing when about 7 months ago we embarked on what we call SSP, Summer Skin Foundation or Summer Skin Project, and it was about giving free consultation with people with acne and stuff. And what we came to realize, it's most people, or when it comes to skincare, most of the acne, the breakout, and all these is as a result of our bad skincare habit. So we are spending money buying products, but unfortunately, the question still remains: is this product good for your skin type? So that's the reason why we need education. We need awareness creation and stuff. And when it comes to Skin Foundation Africa, we have 5 pillars. We are educating, we are advocacy, awareness creation. People don't need to visit us in the consulting room before they know their skin type. People don't need to come before they know certain products to use. So that's why we are here. And thanks to GTV, we are here to empower people on their skin type.
Beautiful. So do you sometimes go into the business of probably researching on the kinds of products on the market? Because in this day and age, because of the desire to make money, people would want to be innovative in certain ways, but come up with things that could be disastrous to the skin. What's the way around this?
So we did a research, that's about 3 months ago. 7 to 80% of Ghanaians, so I mean when I say Ghanaians, it wasn't nationwide, it was mostly in Accra. They don't know their skin type. They don't know their skin type. And when they go to purchase product, what people ask them is a person, or are you a fair person, or are you a dark person? And that's a question that, because of that, people are buying the wrong products for their skin type. People, as part of their, strategy, or to push their product, they say, then once you are fair, you need to go for this one. This is very good. And when we notice is some of the products, they have these products, potent steroids that are able to affect our skin complexion. And this leads to all these complications of the skin. Recently, we did what we call skin bleaching recovery project, where we're giving free consultation to people with non-solvent, it's called exogenous ochronosis. And again, it boils down to the fact that the education hasn't really gone down. We need to empower people on what exactly to do when it comes to the products you buy on the market. For instance, if you go on the market and you're looking out for products that will really moisturize your skin, there are certain things that you look out for. The skin has some, properties, and it has what we call the barrier function. There's what we call the transepidermal water loss. So certain skin types are prone to these. So if you know your skin type, you know which products that has ceramide, products that has even shea butter, products that can really, moisturize and also protect our skin type.
Do will users listen? Because after all the brainwashing, this will do this for your skin, regardless of how you look. Would they listen? Doesn't that pose, some kind of difficulty in your work?
So that's why we are here. So what I've noticed is people, the professionals in quotes, we spend so much time in the consulting rooms. We spend more time seeing the patients when the conditions are there than we're doing, preventive medicine or preventive, programs and backing on preventive projects. Because what's going to happen is, it's into their faces every day and then every morning that they are all, exposed to, celebrity trends. They are exposed to all these advertisements and stuff. And it's just in their faces. Social media is very powerful now. So if we have some of us coming out there to educate people, to tell them, well, we are not against any product. What we are saying is, first of all, know your skin type. So once you know your skin type, then you know exactly which products to buy. So we are here to empower you. Because then, if we sit and just wait for the condition or wait for all the complications of all these harsh products that they use, the problem is, then who do you blame? So it's part of our responsibility to also, protect, or to also, educate people, create awareness creation and stuff.
There are those who also don't put on anything. They don't smear any cream. They just go dry after bathing. What do you have to say to such?
So, on this note, let me debunk this. So some people say because they have an oily face, they don't need any moisturizing, or they don't need any, creams. And that's not entirely true, because the skin has what we call transepidermal water loss. First of all, by default, where we find ourselves, we are in Africa. There's a sun, so we are constantly exposed to it. So we are constantly, losing water, getting dehydrated and stuff. Now, the normal transepidermal loss a day or an hour. So we say it's 8 to 12 grams per meter square. That's per hour. So that's how much fluid we are losing. We have, by nature, God in His own wisdom, give us some protection when it comes to the skin. So, for instance, we have what we call the stratum corneum. That is supposed to be, it's more like the brick and the mortar part of the skin. So it protects us, or it reduces transepidermal water loss. We also have certain products like, the natural moisturizing factors. We have the lactic acid, we have even salt and water. So the whole idea is to retain fluid. And we have these, intracellular lipids. We have these, ceramides. Ceramide is very important. About 50% skin barrier function it's been promoted by ceramide. So we have also, the fatty acid. We have the cortisol. Cholesterol, for instance. So these are the things that nature puts out there. However, when it comes to, because of the nature of how the skin is, or when it comes to, we've been exposed to where we find the sunlight and stuff, we tend to lose water. So around this time, we need more moisturization. So basically what happens is it gets to all the impact is worse in certain skin types than others. But there's nothing like you don't need to apply moisturizing, moisturizer after bath.
Okay. Now, our beautiful people out there with all their skin would want to go through the season without complications. We're mentioning names that some sound a bit technical about that. What should people look out? Basically, the ordinary man. You've talked about knowing your skin type, but what should they look out in choosing these moisturizers?
So let's do this. We have what we call the bare face test. So I'm going to put it out there. If there's anyone watching us, what we are saying is we are going to tell you how to know your skin type. Then once you know how to protect it. As they say, man, know thyself. Yeah. So the first most important thing here is after bathing, wait for like an hour. And you are looking out for these things. If after an hour, your face is still normal, how it was just after bathing is still normal. Your skin pores are not exaggerated. It's still, the pores are still normal. There's no, shininess on the forehead and stuff. We say you have a normal skin. But if you do, and after an hour, you notice, especially the forehead, the cheeks, the chin, they are all covered with oil. Then we say you have an oily skin. Again, if you do, and you notice sometimes, it's only the forehead, the nose, and the chin. So we say you have a combination skin. So sometimes either the cheeks gets dry or the cheeks gets, it's normal. So we say you have a combination skin. If you do, and you notice all of a sudden the face is flaky, it's white, and you have all these, sometimes you can even see the whole, that the pores are visible, then we say you have a dry skin. And if you do, sometimes, depending on your complexion, maybe redness or burning sensation, then we say such a person definitely has a sensitive skin. So once you know this, if you go to the market, these are what you are looking out for. If you have a dry skin, you are looking for things that moisturize, so things that contain ceramide, very important. So ceramide is very important. And also depending on the part of your body, you notice some people, their face is oily, other part of their body is dry. So you need shea butter, almond, oat milk for the other part of your body, the extremities. And also, if you have very sensitive face, then you move away from all these scented products. So once you are going to the market, look out for ceramide containing product, especially for your face. Very important. Yeah. Then again, we need to talk about the mistakes that we do. So some people can be using the right product. Unfortunately, in terms of the usage, there's a problem. So that brings us to what we call the tips when it comes to moisturizing. The first most important mistake that we do is we bath with too hot water. So the water shouldn't be too hot. So what water does is it affects the skin barrier. It is enhancing, or it is making the skin more irritated and getting more drier. So definitely that's the first mistake we do. Secondly, we need to avoid harsh soaps. We are not saying don't use your antiseptic soap, but around this time, especially if you have a dry skin, it gets exaggerated. So you need to move away from, using some of these harsh soaps. The next one is you need to moisturize immediately after shower. We say the 3-minute rule. So after shower, you need to moisturize. And you take your time to moisturize. You don't do this military, quick and you are gone. Take your time, make sure, because it's food for your skin, especially around this season. So that's the next thing we do. Then we need to moisturize as many as we can, as much as we can, especially people with dryness, dry skin. People are on certain medications like, for instance, Acnoten. It makes your skin dry. So around this time, you need more of it. The elderly, the kids, they have larger surface area. So what you do is you need to take your time. The mistake that we do, some people use petroleum jelly alone. That's not enough. So what it does is, it's more like a seal. So it prevents water loss, but it doesn't really moisturize. So usually, another tip that we are giving is if you have the school-going kits, you can use your moisturizer, your shea butter is fine. Once you're done, then you can now put the petroleum jelly on there. So these are tips that we are sharing to empower you around this season. You should also not forget our scalp. So our scalp and our lips. Most of the time, once we talk about skin, we easily forget about them. Around this time, dandruff gets exaggerated. So then our antifungal shampoos are very important. Our lips also very important. People keep on licking their lips. So the more you lick, the drier it gets. So you need
Well, that's
also...
interesting to you.
Yes.
Because people thinking that if they lick it, then it will moisturize. But it gets drier.
It gets drier.
That's interesting to you.
It gets drier. So these are some of the things that we need to do. People who are using different skincare, if you are treating hyperpigmentation, dark spots, it tends to get darker during Harmattan. Because then if you are using any depigmenting agent, you need a good moisturizer that allows the medication or the product to really enter the skin. So around this time is crucial. Around this time, and that's the reason why we are also embarking on the Okumpe series on Skin Foundation Africa. So we are here to just empower people to know which products to use.
Say that again.
Okumpe.
Okumpe. Okay.
Okumpe.
Briefly, what's that about?
So basically, what we are doing, we are empowering people. We are sharing 99 problems or mistakes that we do about the skin.
Okay.
So we are zooming to the Harmattan.
Okay. So Okumpe
is a
kill the weather or something.
Ope is the whole dryness.
The dryness.
That's what we call Ope.
Okay.
And so Okumpe. So we are bringing Okumpe series, and it has to go down. It has to everyone should understand it, and it's basic. So you don't need to be at a certain level. No, it's very simple. We are just telling you how to protect your skin around this time, basically.
Okay. So the work we're doing is to check ingredients, and then we also look out for how our skin reacts to some of these moisturizers and all of that.
Yeah.
But let me veer off a bit to a certain condition that we keep hearing. There are those who itch after taking their bath. What is that about?
So that's what we call aquagenic pruritus. It's one of the commonest presentations in the consulting room. And again, yes, it has some, so we say intrinsic causes and extrinsic causes. We get a lot of people telling us, Doc, anytime I use certain product, when I change my soap, I notice I am itching. And sometimes it can start from a normal, bath. Sometimes it gets worse using cold water. It gets better using bathing with hot water. And that's the reason why people also, the more they do the hot water or the hot baths, the worse or the drier their skin gets, and the condition comes back. Then sometimes to change of product and stuff, sometimes changing environment can also alter it. Yeah. And definitely is something we need to look into. So it will go beyond just the topical ones. And now you can actually have, so there are some labs that we also do. Some people, certain worms can, especially there's a common bacteria we call H. pylori. It causes stomach ulcer. However, when it comes to pruritus, definitely it needs to be investigated. So anybody, if you have especially itchiness after bath, the basic thing you can do is to use a very effective, a very good moisturizer. So make sure anything that wettens or anything that dries your skin, you move away from it. That's the first most important thing. Just by doing that, that dries the skin. And sometimes the make, so what you also use, the cloth. So 100% cotton also helps. So sometimes when we use products like the silk, the polyester, the nylon, sometimes it also irritates or makes this worse. So definitely it's something we need to, look into.
Yeah. Drinking water, because we've touched on dehydration. You need to stay hydrated and all of that.
Yeah.
The part it plays.
So it plays a very important role. As I said, by default, where we find ourselves, we tend to lose water easily. I mean, looking at the 8 to 12 grams per meter square per hour that we spoke about, So definitely, this is a time that we need to really hydrate, and it's even worse when you are on certain, conditions. So this is a time that you really need to hydrate, and once you are hydrating, you are feeding your skin. Yes.
And then finally and quickly, there are children, there are adults. we've said this in a generic manner. Quickly, how do all of these approach theirs when it comes to taking care of it?
So the elderly, the children, and also people with certain conditions like eczema, seborrheic eczema, or people on certain medications, Acnotin, people who have, end-stage chronic kidney disease. So they are prone more to, or they get more affected when it comes to, Harmattan.
Yeah.
So all the things we are saying, if the people with oily skin are doing probably maybe once or just twice, they should do more. So a special consideration in the elderly, we need to really look out for them because they tend to have very, when it comes to the fat or when it comes to these intracellular lipids, their body by the nature of the anatomy, they tend to have a very low level of them.
Yeah.
So they need extra moisturization. And as I said, the kids. So once they go to school, you can do your shea butter. After your shea butter, you reinforce with your petroleum jelly, and that's it. It takes them throughout the day.
Better safe than sorry.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Kofi, for joining us today on the BFS Clinic.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm sure we're going to enjoy our season. We're going to take care of our skins, and we'll be mindful of the kind of moisturizers that we use. It's still the GTV Breakfast Show. I am Kweku van der Pallen. Same old Felix. More action ahead. Keep it down. Stay healthy.